Merriam-Webster says that addendum is just a thing added or a supplement to a book, often used in plural but singular in construction. But why am I reading this definition to you? Because it doesn't make any damn sense, right? Allow me to say this much. I want to make an addendum to the Draft League is Dying type thing because I believe that it actually wasn't, but I made a video in that moment because I felt like being the first person to hop on something, no notes, made a long enough video, despite it being the shortest out of all those videos about Draft League is Dying, but people don't keep the same energy about that kind of stuff. So with that being said, I want to make this video as short as I possibly can, just to really get out the way what was done, how it did, and what we didn't fucking do, because there's one thing nobody did, and I think it's definitely something we want to note in this regard. So, hi, my name's Avery, aka Incog, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to make this video just to clarify a few things about the Draft League is Dying statement and how things have gotten better, worse, or how we could still improve from that point.
Yo, Incog, you want to come out here?
First thing I want to get out the way, and first and foremost, shout out to everybody who, had commentators over their videos and such, and shout out to the TBL because they did it live. And I think these two things are definitely the same, if not just as parallel as they can be, at least. Excuse me, I'm reading off of something and I sometimes stumble over my words. However, commentating over battles, as far as I've been able to notice, while it has garnered more engagement, the views have been, from a practical standpoint, the same. And the TBL's idea of having different people commentate over different battles and doing it all live was a very great idea. I definitely rewatched some of those VODs and I was like, yeah, this is really, really good. This is what I personally thought that I was getting myself into back in the day when Draft League was happening. But it was mostly just the fact that bigger creators weren't doing it like live. It was kind of like, hey, watch me talk about this battle or whatever have you. And that was actually really cool. But the TBL took that idea and went yards with it, and I think that live commentary is actually really, really good. And personally, that if you're gonna do it, how the TBL did it honestly is really great. I think a lot of people could definitely benefit from that aspect because I'm not gonna lie to you, the way that some people commentate isn't the greatest or not really meant for Pokemon Draft League, I guess, because in a way we're supposed to be mimicking, I suppose, sports. So in my opinion, at the very minimum, since we are mimicking sports, I believe that the live aspect is definitely better. Sorry, I'm kind of watching over my rabbits as well. But more so on the commentary side of people getting, their friends or whoever else to commentate battles, and even looking at the CGT experiment, I do think that the views have definitely, they went up for the first few weeks, or first few weeks really, not even months. And then they kind of just plateaued like they usually do, because that's what happens. A new concept can be introduced at any given point in time, but that does not mean the concept is good. It works, but it's not the greatest in my opinion. And that's fine. I think that people actually, fucking getting themselves in there and doing the content and doing the changes is better than not doing anything. Though we do have one point of contention with that statement, but I'll talk about that later. I think that the commentary aspect was definitely good for engagement. The views might have stagnated, but at first it was really good. I think that if you were to incorporate at least some amount of commentary every other week, or maybe every few weeks for certain people, it'd probably be best, just because it keeps things fresh and keeps people on their toes. Be like, oh my God, look, this person's talking about this battle. I want to hear what they have to say. Or oh my God, wow. If I'm watching, let's just say for instance, I'm watching a Mount video and I hear two different people aside from Mount commenting the video, I might be like, holy shit, what do they have to say about this that Mount wasn't going to say? Because how everybody reflects and looks at a situation is definitely different. So I think in that regard, it keeps things fresh. But obviously, as the views happened, they kind of plateaued. But that's what happens because concepts can run for a good amount of time. But the consistency of those concepts or the views are never actually going to stay the same. But let me get to another point that might be a bit more negative, honestly. And Vivid Color was the first person to really put out some reasons to why he felt that Draft League was boring or stale, in my opinion. And one of the few things that he said that actually I don't think anybody really took to heart or even really talked about was that it's the same people every league. And I have to agree. Now, I'm not asking people to ask me to be a part of any of these leagues. Please do not take that statement the way you do. I personally am on a pseudo kind of Wi-Fi break unless I made a promise to somebody. And I mean Wi-Fi upload. I'm doing a Wi-Fi non-upload, and I'm doing a Showdown League right now. So I'm not taking a break from leagues per se, but I am taking a break from uploading them. So there is that aspect. But to tag this back along to In Vivid Color's point, I think that having the same people definitely makes things a lot boring, at least in my opinion, and I definitely agree with it. And I guess In Vivid Color definitely said something along those lines as well. Not exactly saying boring, but definitely like if it's the same people, you know, it's not going to be that exciting, I believe. I'll probably put it on screen. Regardless of that fact, I agree. I think having the same people per league is not the greatest of all time. I know that we always want to have, you know, more competitive leagues, or we want to, you know, get the best of the best in some regards. But giving other people chances that are also good players to at least participate would definitely be dope. I mean, quite literally, if I had to take one example, and I'm not trying to throw any shade or be an asshole to anybody, I'm just stating my opinion and what I've been noticing. If there's too much overlap between certain leagues having certain people in them, I'm not going to watch the videos, therefore I'm not going to care. And mostly it's because from league to league, the person is just slapping on another team, a new coat of paint, a new logo, and making, you know, different thumbnails per league. And I'm kind of sitting there like, why am I watching one league when I can just watch the one league that I care about? Or why am I watching you in 3 leagues if it's just going to be realistically copy paste you doing the same thing per week, but just take out the team, getting a different team, and fighting a different person per week. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that is something that people are going to get at me for saying it, but I don't really care. It's kind of just my, you know, my opinion, of course. But also, I'm not sure if I'm saying it accurately. You know what I mean? But the only thing is that I just don't like, you know, how people in general are just grabbing the same 10 or so people. And that to me is definitely something that I think is a point of contention for some, but also like dead ass. Leagues are quite literally cliquey. So you're going to be picking your friends. You're going to be picking people that you know, or people that you're like, oh my God, yeah, this person, I want this person. And if you see somebody that you're unfamiliar with, there's a high chance you're probably not going to select them unless they have a lot of great experience or anything else. Let's just be honest here. If you're going to pick someone that's random or new that you've never heard of before, you're only picking them because they're different and because they definitely have that league experience. No one's picking a newbie for any of this kind of shit. Let's just be honest. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it going. You know what I mean? And before somebody gets into the comments and says, but I did pick somebody new when they were new. Okay. Just because you give me a few examples does not mean the overwhelming majority of my statement is not true. Let's just keep it a bow. Let's keep it a stack. But realistically, I hate to keep repeating the same point since some people hate when I do that, but you know, that's okay. I want to make sure people get the fucking point because some people don't. Obviously, there's a lot of overlap with a lot of these leagues having the same people, and I definitely agree that that should have been fixed, and it hasn't, and I don't think it will be, honestly. And that's all there is to it. I didn't really have a long addendum to make. I just thought these 2 points of contention, or just 2 points to be made, were definitely needed, and I definitely think people need to hear it before they're like, oh my God, no one's talking about how Draft League's dead anymore, or how people are hating on us or whatever. Listen, I just want to make sure that it's clear that the commentary option was really good, the views plateaued, and that can happen. I love the TBL's idea, and I hope it comes back. I'll definitely be around to participate if Godot allows it. And hopefully leagues stop picking the same 10 or 15 people because it definitely makes me not want to watch. I'm just going to keep it a stack with you. I'm tired of the same old, same old. Just like a lot of people are. Maybe some people aren't, and maybe a lot of people aren't. I'm just one guy. I'm just telling you my opinion because obviously I'm the one guy I suppose, in the community of making Draft League videos that makes different videos, and I always make sure to include different people in my videos, and usually that helps out with the views and helps out with people saying, oh my god, I didn't know you know this person, or oh my god, this person's in this video, I want to watch this more. Just my opinion, of course. However, if you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. You guys get the vibes, you guys get it. And I promise, you know, I will not make another video like this unless absolutely fucking necessary or challenged. Mostly because, at least to me, and at least to some of my friends who understand what I'm talking about in some regards, Draft League has definitely become more of a, like, toxic thing, at least to talk about, or even to, like, give any thoughtful critique, or any, even not even thoughtful critique, just any critique at all on, because people will jump or harp on the fact that you're giving it critique. And to me personally, you know, I don't want to become that guy who gets jumped for saying one fucking thing. Also because, you know, I just don't want people to hate me over a goddamn opinion, you know what I mean? You know, imagine making or having an opinion and then people jump you for it and then make jokes about you in some regard. You know, that would be terrible. I think no one should ever do that. And I don't think anyone has ever done that, really. Regardless, talk to you guys next time and have a nice day.